Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with you and the Nun. It is awesome for y'all to be with us here tonight. And we are in the Southern studio with an in studio guest. That's right. That's right. Got the abdominal snowman himself, the South Dakota native, the Wyoming cowboy, via Colorado State Ram to the Army to the Ohio Law School at some town that starts with C, and then me, the Nun. Welcome to Stu and the Nun, episode 141. My partner, my brother from another motherland, Troy Hammer Stewart, is not here, also known as the Stu. He is doing his thing, working, because sometimes, like we got to pay the bills. But speaking of paying the bills, we'd really like to give a shout out to him. Listen on Fight Company. Bam! Look at that. I work out. America. Listen on Fight Company as our sponsor, and a shout out to Road Armor, also one of our sponsors. I don't have the proper graphic; it didn't load appropriately. So, Road Armor, we love you. RoadArmor.com. Go find out where you can get the best bumper kits and light kits at a dealer near you. RoadArmor.com. www before that, of course. But here we are tonight in the great state, the Republic of Texas, centralized G-Town. You are up from the AO of Houston, and we are here to talk about several things. One, my glory. Kind of a hippie. Most of our relationship. Most people know me as a bald guy. Who'd have thought? Oh, throwing it out. But lots going on in the world today. I'm gonna close this door real fast. But Steve, tell everybody a little bit about your military service.
Well, I was an infantry officer, 5 Cav. Five Cav. There, I was there. Went to the first.
And then from there,
There, division left the military.
well, we don't want to talk about NASA because they're irrelevant. Space Force is where it's at. So, we're going to continue to talk about that kind of stuff. But, so you are one of the founding partners in Warrior Media Solutions. And, man, good times, bro. Times.
Not the best partner.
Except I have the best partner in the world in my wife. Celebrated her anniversary yesterday. Big shout out Hydro Hottie, sector of all. Yeah, no. That's cool. It was a good party. Speaking of parties, things that are going on in the world right now, we have interesting difference of opinion. This weekend, have a small little fight. A guy from Ireland, a guy that's actually a fighter.
They're both probably.
Yeah, one's like got a winning record, Um, I believe will stay on the winning. Of course, we're talking about Habib. What's up, Nurmagomedov? And the guy from. If he had a different name, if he had like a cooler name, um, it'd be get behind. Like, wasn't McGregor like the
In fact, I
yeah, like
think half.
yeah, like he had like a cooler name, he had like a little bit cooler. There can only can be a time you're gonna be second to. Oh, you're second to none. You're like, oh well, you're second to everybody. Like, you want to aspire to be second to like a Marine, part of these Marines up. Travis Ox. The thanks everybody for joining. Uh, because I'm running the tech and doing the interview, like chat rooms and stuff, talks amongst yourselves. If I can like answer something, I will. Uh, like that's right. Erin's got a little whiskey going. We appreciate her. One of the girls on the planet. Uh, having a little whiskey. Here, cheers. Uh, he's drinking Tito's, also known as Topo Chico. But I'm excited about this fight for a couple of reasons. Because mixed martial arts, I've been going to fight. When Warrior Media started, Warrior Media did a lot of public relations stuff. Some wonderful people. Chad Robichaux. Yeah, what's up? We also did, some stuff other fights, and it's been interesting to watch like evolution of the sport of. And decade prior was kind of this, unknown thing that only a few knew about. It had a bit of a fanship within the military because you know we we play golf aggressive and act
I like
aggressive. We have a trophy here. The but it's how the sport changed. This being the most legitimate fight matchup in a while, where you have belt champ. You have this guy that's been run around the ringer in terms of like getting his opportunities, and like some they see like he had a weight famous body made out part. I mean, King ends up failing weight, uh, but he hasn't had 100-9. The long one looked like big body,
remember
but no, it's interesting to fight, and it's interesting to see how it's not being hyped up like other fights have been hyped up. And I think that's a strong indication. They realize that this is not a hype fight. Fight. Probably not going to go the way planned that the organization would like. It's no secret that the UFC like to do things their way. They have plans for people. They have plans to project and promote individuals. That's one of the reasons why I think Tim Kennedy didn't, enjoy the success he should have enjoyed within the cage of the UFC, within the octagon, because like they didn't like they didn't like him as a fighter, just like Chad Robichaux. I remember Sean Shelby telling Chad Robichaux is like, you're a boring guy focused on jujitsu. And, Chad's response was like, well, then put someone in front of me that not to do my job as a fighter, go in and win. Like how I win is how I win. Kind of like no one had a problem when Ronda Rousey, had the armbar every day. Everyone's like, oh, Ronda Rousey. When she had to go in there and fight someone that could stand against the armbar, and then impressive. Like everyone realized, like, oh, he really was like Holly Holmes in through fighting go. And I believe that's the way my game's gonna go on Saturday.
I hope it's entertaining. Like to see Trigger win. Trigger,
Apologize.
but
The It's gonna be interesting. I look forward to talking smack to you. But there's also a different type of fight. Bigger people, and the fight I'm referencing are either on one side. Doesn't seem past couple, even in my own. You were in support, guy. I'm asking you, lawyer, legal. I, everyone understands his views reflect only his view. Doesn't reflect any organization or institution. Really, Steve and Toby talk. I'm asking you, as a lawyer, your opinion on.
well,
So, I was, I was, I was gonna,
Alright.
I was gonna
I
take you
always
to the
have an
fun.
opinion.
Okay,
So
we know this. The so the Honorable Brett Kavanaugh is for justice. Fill a vacancy, a known vacancy has been vacant. In fact, the vacancy not just alluded to, but talked about in the election of 2000. During the presidential election, everyone knew that this was something that was also on, although not directly on the ballot. They knew that the winner of the election was going to have the power to get someone onto the Supreme Court for years, and hopefully sooner versus later. There's a lot of things requiring. With that said, we had a gentleman nominated, vetted, and didn't not meet the nomination from. We have a new man nominated, goes forward, gone through the vetting process. The American Bar Association him as one of the highest of. He's like top rated. He's written over 300 opinions that are all. He has been fairly moderate, been consistent person in terms of his opinions. He hasn't been one way on one and completely opposite on another. Fairly consistent. But by all counts, a fairly solid individual, solid human, without mention of corruption, without that, goes to the process. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, allegation made against him from his time as a minor in high school. whether or not committed this allegation guilty. I don't like using it mainly because we're not a court. This conjecture, not a definitive answer. Like if he, this actually happened, uh, you are either on his side or you're on the side of the alleging victim. And before anyone gets up in arms, I'm not saying that she's not a victim. I'm saying that's not my place to judge. I'm not a court. You have two very much the he said, she said realm. It's 100% biologically he said, she said. And, but I felt this tension that if you in any way support him, that you're against all women. I feel man, that's a horrible stretch. I felt this tension in my where it's like, hey, I'm not saying he did this or he didn't do this. And if he did do that, well, okay, let's talk about it. I don't think that disqualifies. I think we more agree crimes committed that did not disqualify. And I believe that everyone has the opportunity to a second chance. I think the body of work that he's done as an adult should outweigh things that he did as a minor, mature, and not knowledgeable of one, not accountable, and two, not knowledgeable of the effects of it. Do you agree that we are in a fight morally that has gone too far?
I think that there's a lot of acid. Having said that, so far,
Well, I mean, I think you brought up a couple of good points. One, this is not a trial. Guilt or her truth or falsehood is not up for adjudication. His ability to execute justice. And, like, do you think that this anti-Trump hate the president so in, in this choice, we're not even going to give this gentleman nominated, thinking that fervor that we have lost legitimacy?
Whether or not you don't have I have those things.
Right. But do you anti rhetoric make these stop a problem, disrupt a problem? That I can't think of a time in my lifespan very long. I haven't been around that much in America. I can't think of my lifespan so divided. I don't think he did it. I think his victory, but the people are so divided. Any opportunity, anything. I remember that there were people like there were people that what couldn't be good, but I don't remember. Maybe it's because the media held him in the light and Trump, but like I can't think of a time where people are so hate driven that no matter what the cause is, whatever the go after something. I mean, I saw film footage of Senator Cruz run out of a restaurant. See, Senator celebrating. Whether you like Ted Cruz, that's not what I'm saying. Like, where's the like where where have we gotten to restaurant? Now we're just that. What if someone came us and say that how did we get to that point? Now, you are misbehaving, and it could happen. I get it. Like, but if you are just existing, being a me, being run out of a restaurant, like, where's the civility of where's the passion? And again, not an endorsement for Ted Cruz. What I'm saying is anybody. Like, I'm not a fan of Max. I'm not a fan of one. I think I think her intelligence level is lacking. I think knowledge base subpar. The position that she holds. I mean, the things that come out of her, and this is not a party statement. Things come out of her mouth, and I don't understand how a person that is seated at the House of Congress can have that unintelligent knowledge come out or lack of knowledge. Like how do they get away with it? How is it someone isn't, yo, boss, you're looking really stupid right now. Like, right? Then on top of it, I don't appreciate the standard of any lawmaker threatening the life of anybody else in it. Like, I don't think that that's a good midterm platform. But if she was sitting on the plane next to me, in the restaurant table next to me, would not disturb her. I might look at her with disdain, might shake my head, but I'm not going to verbally, I'm not going to physically, I'm not going to cause a scene, because like,
It's not.
and I don't understand how we've gotten so far that now you're either this side or that side. And if you're not, you're in the wrong place. How did we regress? One of the things that just blows my mind about it, one of the things I love so much, I, I came here, stayed here, because anybody has a chance. Anybody. It doesn't matter race, religion, protected by the first 10 of the United States, known as the Bill of Rights. You're given the ability to worship as you please, think as you please, state how you think, how you feel. You're allowed to assemble freely. You're allowed to you're allowed to do those things. Why? Why would you?
Curtail.
Not that long.
It wasn't that.
No.
Long ago. Don't think pretty Alvin past that. don't see general.
One of the things really interesting is I look at previous positions, how they behaved, how they acted. I try to use that as a context. One of the guys that keeps coming to mind is a gentleman from state of Tennessee, and I'm going to bring up Davy Crockett. And I'm bring up Davy Crockett because Davy Crockett was not a statesman. Davy Crockett was a mountain man. Crockett was a fiersman. Davy Crockett was a lot of things, not a polished politician. Davy Crockett got elected to the halls of Congress, name recognition, and with the attitude of like, I'm gonna go try and fix something, represent my people. They've asked me to go do it, and this man on the leadership got placed on his shoulder. Went to the halls of Congress and he tried to do something about it. One of my favorite quotes of all time is, "Y'all can go to hell. I'm going to go to Texas." And he said that on the floor of Congress at the time, where telling someone to go to hell, that time frame was equivalent to the middle finger. Like that kind of vulgarity, telling somebody to go to hell, was of a level of vulgarity cursing at that time that is equivalent to someone telling someone to F off. Do we agree upon that? He tried to go make this difference, unpolished. Uh, his choice was to go to Texas. He came to Texas with some loyal followers and friends, and he made a stand against tyranny. He made a stand for freedom. Not too far south of here, probably about 120 miles south of here, a little place, Alamo in Antonio, uh, where he gave his life. I remember it. And like I think of him, and I'm like, he was the Donald Trump of the 1800s, right? Like
Yeah,
1836, David Crockett. He
good
was
analogy.
he was DJ Cheap. He was DJ Cheap.
I would like to have seen.
Yeah, no, like I mean, they were like smoke signals back then, or like in the latest rendition of Alamo, where he's played by Billy Bob Thornton, where he's the fiddling playing Davy Crockett, but like he he would have been an entertaining guy, but he was also just like a guy.
America.
And he was like, I'm gonna. This is how I see it. Like I think you're a yellow belly coward. Like someone printed something about him that was untrue. Like he went to them and he said, "You're a yellow belly coward." Hashtag fake news. Right? Like, yeah. I mean, like, come on now. Like, give Davey a chance. Go to Disney World, go to Disneyland, and go to the frontier area of Disney World or Disneyland. And I bet you could buy a Davy Crockett hat. I,
I had one.
I, this guy did as well.
Yeah.
Like, celebrated. Hero. American legend. Y'all can go to hell. We'll go to Texas. Like, that, that dude was the Donald J. Trump of the time. Here's a guy, he's like, no, no, I see what's going on up there. Y'all got like a swamp thing going. I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna speak some cold hard truth. I'm gonna speak with candor. I'm gonna see it from my perspective. I'm gonna represent my people, their interests. Might not be the verbiage that you're used to having. It might not be with the eloquence. Like when most people are 3 years old learning how to speak, he was killing himself a bar, not a bear, but a bar, bar. Like I think it's interesting. Like, look, and it's like we've had these characters past. We've celebrated them. Now, gone so far. We have this character again. Like, I saw something, and I am not a Kanye West. Let the like, if any of my kids are not a Kanye, uh, but Mr. Levin, the owner of TMZ, uh, was trying to interview Kanye West. Kanye was wearing Make America Red Hat, MAGA hat, MAGA, Make America Great. And Mr. Levin was so disturbed that he was like, "Man, I can't take you seriously while you're wearing the hat. I need you to take the hat off." Like Kanye stood his ground. It's like, oh, like I like this hat. Well, and you know, to me, growing up in Canada, I did not historic. I I had an understanding. I remember watching Uncle Buck Finn and a few other books. For the most part, I didn't have a historical relativity, relationality to slavery. Like it was such an abstract, like the idea that a human owned another human. The only you know relatable thing that I had to it, understanding from the Bible to indentured in Egypt. That was the only understanding. Like then coming to him, seeing like this historical, but like we are far beyond. Yeah, it's like we are regressing, like like it's absolute makes no sense. I can't rationalize it. But you have this group of you to that just by wearing a hat. Like I'm gonna put you in this cap. And you're like, that's crazy. And to think that anyone has the moral superiority on another, dictate how they should act, to me, is slavery. That's the context that I understand. Yet the people that are telling you take off that hat, they're like, there's so self righteous that they're trying to enslave your, like, enslave your. It's crazy. Like, it makes no sense. I understand. If I was to wear a shirt with large genital on, I would probably offend. I also understand that would be horrible taste. Like, if I really want my daughters to have to witness somebody wearing a shirt with large genitalia, I know I have the right to do it, but I just like, I don't see how that proper, positive, good taste. We're doing anything other than eliciting shocking. Yeah, last year there was a parade with tens of thousands of people wearing genitalia.
Or does it say American and their right to do
Yes.
make have that have a right to start? Agree with you. Not have the right to say that's where we don't like how they should like I should start proof this bridge that ability towards a vote. But I don't like
The sadness. That I learned that lesson. I remember learning that. I may not always agree. The fact that I disagree with them and disloyal to the disloyal. But like, I didn't. The fact that I vicious. It's meant like I had an opinion that I kept to myself, and I didn't like it. Like,
in the interest
right, but I mean, like the facts. Even if I did voice appropriately, like disagreements, not disloyalty. The just because I don't like, and like nails it, with that. Like I wonderful, wonderful reminder. I know, yeah, because like yeah, long time, not a couple of years, not Kanye. I, Kanye Volte. I bet you. But hey, we're getting low on time, so we're gonna get out. Uh, and I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, no,
Thank
like
you.
we start off with me reminding you that your understanding of what happened on Saturday night probably will fade,
You know what
but
happens
we'll find
happens.
out. We'll find out. I could be the biggest. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. I see that Mrs. Nunn tuned in, so like
Jessica, I'll have Toby home.
Mrs. Nunn will tell you that I have been wrong a lot. She is right. I'm not wrong on saying that. But like I don't think I'm gonna be wrong on this. But whatever. I've been wrong in the past, and I'm willing to own it. It's great to have you. Uh, got some cool things going on. You're actually in town because of the project. That, yes.
Very soon.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh,
Might even
who knew? But no, so excited for what's going to happen. Some great stuff in the works. Great to hang out with the outdoors. Kind of back are someone that's helped with that quite a bit. Your homeland. And, yeah. And, yeah. So we're glad that we're able to connect. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Enlisted Nine Fight Company, to Road Armor. Enlisted Nine Fight Company is now located at ninelineapparel.com, www.ninelineapparel.com. Under shopping, men's or collections, click on Enlisted Nine. Go check out. They got the new Mattis shirt, which I can't wait. I've been waiting on getting it. Right, the new Mattis shirt. Waiting on to get it so y'all can see it. Don't wait for me to get it. Go check it out and get it. And also thanks to Road Armor for always supporting us. www.roadarmor.com. Go check out bumpers, lights, stuff for your truck. If you're like a big baller like this, the big super Tundra, like go check out Road Armor and like the cool on a big early vehicle. Uh, Speaking of Mattis, before we get the winner of the internet this week, person that so if you didn't know, someone sent an envelope to Secretary Mattis uh, that had a poisonous substance in it known as ricin. Uh, Whoever made the meme response of Chaos 6, Warrior Monk himself, saying, someone sent me some ricin, it was delicious. I added marshmallows and had ricin crispy cakes. Like, whoever made that, you win the internet this week. You are absolute winner. The loser of the internet this week, uh, loser of the week, is the professor that wrote the paper and op-ed to the New York Times that believes that anyone that protests anything against their government, to include social justice warriors, should be eligible for veteran status. Loser, like uh, believing in something and doing something about it are great, but I just would refer to a Nike commercial that says like believe in something so much that you're willing to sacrifice everything. I haven't met a social justice stuff. All right, it's the internet. We can say whatever. God bless everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Troy will be back. Really excited about that. Troy and I will be back next week. The following week, I will be gone because I'll be off with Veteran Outdoors stuff. Perhaps nationally. Nationally. Good stuff, and see everybody next week. Thanks for tuning in.